The way I came into the truth was essentially Gary Hindmarsh was my teacher for 4 years. So I guess after 4 years he did convince me. But essentially I believe, even though that was the circumstance, it was really God's calling, because it was really the right time for me. At the time I was experiencing a bit of doubts. I was a teenager, I was in my teens, and I was trying to work out what life was all about. And I'd always wanted to find out, well, is there really a God? And I guess the thing that attracted me to what Gary spoke about was he really made the Bible a living book. And the way he made the Bible a living book was by demonstrating that it was as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago, and that was essentially through prophecy. And that was the hook that initially got me interested to investigate a little bit further into the Bible. But essentially even that wasn't enough. Really what convinced me ultimately that I guess Christadelphians had the truth, and ultimately that there really is a God, was really reading the Bible for myself. And the more I looked at it, well, actually what I did, I decided I knew nothing, and I decided the only way to find out about God is, well, read what he has to say. And I went through a process of reading the Bible from cover to cover. And I remember during that time I was also seeing Gary on once a week, so I was getting the first principles okay, which was, once again convincing, but the conviction didn't come until I read probably through the end of the book of Kings and Chronicles. And as strangely as that sounds, those books convinced me, because it was really when I learnt about God's character. And the thing that struck me was just how patient and how forgiving God was with a miserable nation like the nation of Israel. And that lesson came through early on when he brought them out of Egypt, and it just went on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it was this cycle that went over and over like a broken record of Israel sinning, repenting, God coming back and forgiving them, and they start afresh. And this cycle just went on and on and on. And then I reached a stage where I thought, well, how could anyone put up with such a nation like that? How can anyone put up with that? And I thought to myself, well, that's the difference. The difference between God and us is God is someone you can have all of your faith in. He's someone that you can completely trust, because he's someone that will forgive you no matter how many times you go astray. And I thought, well, that's the character I've always been looking for.